Hey guys, how you doing? Hopefully everybody's having a good start to your Saturday morning. Getting ready to attack the day, NBA, NHL. Oh, turn off the sound here. Hopefully everybody's having a get the mic away a bit. All right, we'll get going right here. Now it's Saturday, February 13th. Hopefully everybody's having themselves a good start to the day. As always, don't forget, if you do enjoy these videos, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel if you are new to the Raymond Report. My name is Raymond. I am the founder of the ATS Stats Raymond Report. And if you want to learn more about the system, go to atsstats.com, go to odds. We got tutorials right here. And actually, you know what? Let me do a screen share. That's one of my biggest things I always forget to do, screen share. All right, let's screen share. What screen am I on here? This one here. Screen one. All right, I think that's working. All right, so again, if you want to learn more about the Raymond Report sports betting system, you just go to the odds, and then from there, you can learn the tutorials. And on the tutorials, we got 18 of them. You can learn more about the Raymond Report system, and just click any of these tutorials videos. And also, if you want to learn more about the Raymond Report, we've got a little bit of a preview here. It's I guess you could say it's a Cole's Note version of it. Basically the fundamentals, right? Value, percentage play, and the cycles, the cycles, the performance cycles of the Raymond Report, and how we look at the sports betting market, just like the stock market. And then finally, if you're interested in my book, Ron Raymond's 50 Sports Betting Secrets, you can get it right here at atsstats.com. Just shoot me a message, hit the contact us button, and let me see, where's that contact us button? There it is. Oh, it took off there for a second. There it is. Just hit the contact us button. You'll get a pop-up menu, and then you will put a message right here, and I will send you a copy of my book, Ron Raymond's 50 Sports Betting Secret. And if you're interested in any of my other sites, let me go to PST Gaming. PST Gaming is our network site. So I own sites. I think I've got 11 now. The World Series of Handicapping is a pro football contest. We're in season number 10 next year. So we're hitting double digits. Streakcatcher.com. The Parlay Market Index. This is the PMX. This is where you can make parlays. So I remember this week we had guys asking questions about parlays. Right here, this is a great site to get your picks monitored. Phoenix Sports, my first site. Parlay Calculator, if you ever want to see how much your parlay is going to pay out. Hockeypicks.com. I got some big. So this is a great site. This is like the Twitter of hockey. And I'm also going to have two other sites coming very soon in the same type of format. Heads or tails, line movement, ATS stats, and the ATS calculator, which you can see each and every day right here on the Raymond Report. How you doing, Chad, Isaiah? Hopefully you guys are having yourself a good start to your day. And hopefully you had a good night. Not a bad night last night. Went 4-1 with the NBA. 1-0 with St. Louis. And hockey, light night in hockey. Crazy game in Boston, New York. It almost turned out to be like a 1980s game with all the fighting. But it was a good game. All right, let's take a look at some of the, like we always do, the SBI, the Sports Betting Index. And let's take a look what came in last night. You know, in the NBA, look at this. Remember we had a one-day, on the one-day average, it was turning bullish. But again, look at this. On the 30-day average. Overs again, guys. Overs in the I feel like I'm repeating myself all the time when I talk about these videos, but 8-3 to the over last night. So another winning night for the overs in the NBA, 8-3 straight up. And remember I was doing the comparison. If a favorite wins, how do they do against the spread? Well, it's really, it's only off by one. If you can pick the winner straight up, you got a good chance of getting the spread. 8-3 straight up yesterday for the favorites, 7-4 against the number. So if you played favorites last night, you did pretty well. We're on a one-day average of 64%. Still a neutral market for the favorites. I mean, the underdogs. So we're still in the open market for underdogs and favorites. And in the NBA, the last 30 days, favorites are winning at 64%. Been breaking even, but that's not too bad. You know what? The thing is, breaking even's fine. You don't want to be breaking bad there, like hey, like our good friend Breaking Bad, Jesse and Breaking Bad, and no, but you want to be breaking even. Breaking even is good. Breaking even is just not every day is going to be a Picasso. Not every day is going to one of my good buddies told me a long time ago, when you go to a casino or sport book, it doesn't say bank on it, right? It doesn't say come and get some money. It says come and earn it. And that's, breaking even just allows you to take a breather for another day before you cash in, right? And hopefully you don't cash out. All right, let's take a look at the NHL. So that's a good night, Chad. All right, NHL. You know what? Until the favorites stop losing, I'm just going to keep hammering them. Look at the favorites again. Yesterday, 2-0 for the favorites. On the week, they're 67%. On the month, 72%. Favorites are just coming in at a high rate, but be careful betting totals NHL. Be very careful betting overs in NHL. The over is not really having a good run. 0-2 last night, again, to the under. Take a look on the 7-day average. 29% of the games in NHL in the last 7 days have gone over the total. 71% unders. So a lot of unders are coming in the last week. And the puck line, always bet I always bet the puck line when there's a lot of games like tonight. I'll probably do a fun parlay of maybe 10, $20 on the puck line, because puck line, look, 70% of the puck lines come in. If you look at the 7-day average, 68% on the month, 61. That's a pretty good ratio, betting puck lines, right? All right, let's go to the 80% club. So if you are new to the Raymond Report, we have a section inside the members area. If you go to dashboard and then you scroll down to the bottom, go to the old 80% club. This is where I have my top stats. And let's go to NBA. Had some good stats this week. I forgot yesterday. I had some great stats on Utah, and I forgot to put them on the show. So I apologize for that. Looking at Utah, man, they're just a covering machine right now. The Utah Jazz at home this season or away, and they're currently in a cycle of 3 games, 3 wins and 0 losses, 11-1 against the spread this year. And I got a lot of indicators pointing towards the under in the New York Knicks game today. When the New York Knicks are at home or on the road, and they're 1-2 in their last 3 games, in that cycle, so the performance cycles, 9-2 to the under. So a lot of games going under. When the New York Knicks are at home, the last 2 years playing on a Saturday. So for some reason, they play more defensive on a Saturday. Maybe it's a weekend thing. 11-1 the last 2 years for the Knicks at home on a Saturday. If you like Utah on the money line today versus Southeast opponents, so teams like Miami playing on a Saturday, 15-3. Before a non-conference game at home the last 3 years, 25-6. Houston as a road team during the month of February playing on Saturdays against New York, 13-3-2 to the under. So these are things that are, coming to my attention. Now, Houston 9-1 as a road team before a non-conference game on 1 day's rest, and they're coming off a loss versus Eastern Southeast opponent, 9-1-1 against the number. And when Houston's on the road on 1 day's rest after a non-conference game, and that game was a loss against an Eastern Southeast opponent, 14-2 against the number. And here we got some more stats here favoring Utah. Philadelphia, I'm sort of leaning to the Sixers here today. Philadelphia is a road favorite on 1 day's rest after a non-division game, coming off a loss like they did against Portland. 10-2 straight up, but only 7-5 against the number. And looking at Indiana as a road team the last 5 years versus an opponent with a 41 to 50% win percentage, 9-2 to the over. Unfortunately, we had the under last night, and that San Antonio they came to play last night. They brought their lunch bell and they put the boots to the Atlanta Hawks last night. That's the only game I lost last night. Unfortunately, it was a 5-star best bet, but 4-1 overall. Looking at some of these other stats here, Utah 10-0 in the last 10 versus Southeast Division opponents, 6-3-1. Indiana, when they're a favorite and the total's 220 or more in their last 15, 12-3 to the under. Hey, Tasha, how you doing, Ryan? Hopefully you guys are doing well. And Brooklyn as a road team versus a Pacific Division opponent, last 10, 8-2 against the number. So those are some of the NBA trends. Let's take a look at the NHL. Some of the trends in the NHL going tonight. A lot of games tonight in the NHL. Columbus as a road underdog the last 5 years coming off an over. Remember I was saying, look at the puck line, 23-4. Think about that. The last 5 years when Columbus is a road underdog and they're coming off a game that went over the total, 23-4 again on the puck line. So this is why whenever I get a card with a lot of games on a Saturday and, sometimes on a Wednesday, you get 8 games, I'll throw a fun parlay just on the puck line and I do well. I'll be honest. I do well sometimes on these puck lines. Florida is a home underdog last 5 years. And when they're 2-1 in the cycle, 10-6 straight up, 12-4 to the over. Florida, I'll talk about it more in the game though, but I really like the over today in Florida and Tampa Bay. And St. Louis is a road favorite the last 5 years, and they won their last game by 3 goals or more, 15-3 straight up. And I'll tell you one thing, they're getting tired of playing Arizona. This will be the 5th or 6th game in a row that they're playing the Coyotes. I don't know what's going on with that schedule. I don't know if the schedule maker has it in for St. Louis and Arizona, but I don't know why he would schedule 5 straight games. Obviously, COVID situations, right? So Boston Bruins today taking on the Islanders when they're a road underdog the last 3 years on a Saturday, 7-4 straight up. These weekend games. Now, some people will say, "Oh, who cares about Saturday and Monday games?" And I have a disclaimer that I'll have to. I always say this: it does matter, and I always give this analogy. Think of when you go to work on a Monday. What's your mindset going to work on a Monday? And what's your mindset when you're off on a Saturday, right? It's the same thing for players. When they're playing on a Monday, it feels like a work day. They know the crowd, obviously when the crowd's there, it's going to be a quiet crowd. But when they go to work on a weekend and they know they're going to get a fired up crowd, maybe have a few Budweisers in them, different mindset, different culture, different environment. And that's why I always say, these, when I give out stats playing on a Saturday, playing on a Wednesday, it has a psychological effect to the big picture, right? The big picture. And that's what we're about here. We use everything. Islanders as a home favorite the last 2 years during the month of February, 13-3. I do like the Islanders today, and I'll talk about that some more. And Vancouver, got to get off that losing streak. They lost, 6 in a row. And I got a nice stat to the over tonight, but everything's going over for Vancouver. 10-7 to the over this season. When Vancouver is a home underdog last 5 years during the month of February, 12-3-4 to the over. Now, keep in mind, we're not in a normal year. That's when Vancouver's traveling a lot during the year. And, the schedule maker sometimes will plan the schedule for the West Coast teams that they extend their trips on the East Coast to get those games in. And sometimes, the body clock, the biorhythms, right, has a different effect. Let's take a look at here. When Columbus, a road underdog, the month of February, 12-2 to the over. Yeah, 11 goals scored in that Chicago game the other night, right? And let's take a look at this. I like to see if there's any perfect stats. I'm not touching Ottawa with a 10-foot pole. Hey, disgusted. I'm still disgusted, as one of the viewers called it. Somebody this week says, "You seem disgusted with Ottawa." Absolutely disgusted. All right, let's take a look. Chicago as a home team versus non-conference opponent. Totals 5.5, and they're coming off a home loss. That was a bad loss. They were winning that game. They shouldn't have lost that game. 11-2. Chicago's in a good spot here today. Arizona's in a good spot. I do like Arizona. So look at this, the puck line. Arizona is a home underdog last 5 years on a Saturday, coming off an under, 10-1. So a lot of 80% stats, guys. Man, there's more stats here you can shake a stick at. And hopefully we'll be smiling like a butcher's dog today when we cash in those winning tickets, right? All right, let's get to the NBA. Let's talk about the rain report, and let's get to game number 1 between the Philadelphia 76ers and the Phoenix Suns. Now, let's take a look at here. The Sixers going in to this game as a 1-point road favorite. The over-under at 222. Forecast and the computer pick going to lean with the Sixers here, 115-111. Over-under at 227. So it does like this total to go over the total. Now, looking at the percentage play, actually, before we get to the percentage play, look at the record for the Sixers in their last 10 games, 7-3 straight up, 6-4 against the number. 80% of those games went over the total. And again, in the NBA, I think we talked about this, right? A lot of games going over. and 7-3 straight up for the Suns, 6-3-1 against the number, 5-5 to the over/under. Now, with the Raymond report, we're looking for value. Let's see where the value lies in the game between the Sixers and the Suns today. Now, we have the Sixers at minus 3.8. You're laying 1. So if you do like Philadelphia today, guys, you're getting value, but you're getting good value on the Suns, who are playing some good basketball. They're on a 4-game winning streak right now. Their last 2 games have gone over. The last 6 for the Sixers have gone over the total. So you're getting 2 teams who are shooting the lights out, not playing much defense. In fact, I don't think anybody's playing any defense these days. I know one thing: they're not playing any defense in Atlanta because they left you could have had the Atlanta Falcons there last night, and I think San Antonio will still be, hitting all the threes. But looking at the chance of winning, 27.5% chance for Phoenix today on the Rain report based on 28 previous games in the system, and 60% for the Sixers. Let's take a look at the lineup here today. So Simmons, Curry, Green, Tobias Harris, Joel Embiid, and for the Phoenix Suns, Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Bridge, Kaminsky, Ayton, and looks like everybody's going to be going today for this game. So that's good. When you got everybody, it's a good sign that people are getting healthy and teams are going to be able to compete, right? And again, the line will always tell you if there's somebody's injured or something wrong, right? If you see something out of the ordinary, the line, go check the rosters, go check the injury report, go find out what's going on. Now, the parity value index, strength of schedule, 1-1 for the so they haven't played a lot of alpha teams on the road. Only 1-1 straight up, 1-1 against the number. So nothing really. I need at least a minimum 5 occurrences where I really take this into effect. Let's see if our line move here is working. 226. This total opened up at 226 at the highest peak, and it's at 222. So indicators are pointing under. So it looks like the under is getting a lot of love here. Philadelphia on the road this year, 7-6 straight up, 6-7 against the number, 7-6 to the over. Where Phoenix 8-4 straight up, 7-4-1 against the point spread, 6-6 to the over under. And when Philly travels to Phoenix, 500 all the way around, 5-5 straight up against the number and the over under. And they got Utah on deck, so Philly's got a big look ahead situation here with the Jazz on deck, where Phoenix will host Orlando. So not a big look ahead there. But, keep in mind, Phoenix on a 4-game win streak. And who did those wins come to the expense of? Milwaukee. That's a big win right there. Cleveland, Boston, Detroit. So two of those wins are impressive wins, Celtics and Bucks. And for Philadelphia, coming off the Trailblazers, Kings, Nets, and Trailblazers twice. And Portland's playing good basketball, right? Brooklyn's Jekyll and Hyde. You just don't know what you get. And the Kings, the Kings, they'll play about 44 good minutes, and then they'll poop the bed in the last 4, right? They leave the defense in the locker room. Going to this game, I think I like the Philadelphia 76ers here tonight, guys. That's the early lean I have in this game. I think the Sixers is where you want to lean. What do you guys think? Let's hear what you guys got to say. One of the tools that we have here that I like to look at sometimes is the market conditions. So what you do is, let's say you want to see the against the spread for the, let's say the last 30 days. So this is against the spread. So the home teams are on the bottom here, the home favorites. So home teams right now, 46.7 against the spread, 45.4 for the home favorites, 48.6. So you can see that the market psychology, right? Think about, when you think the home team, there's a certain edge that you start planting the seed, right? And road teams, 53.2, 51.3 for road favorites on the season, and 54 for underdogs. Now, what you do here is you click on the last 30 days, and you get this right here. So this will, now you can just compare. And if you're into the graphics, or you want to take a reading, you can see that home teams in the last 30 days are winning against the spread on a 3% clip. Home favorites winning at a 5% clip. Home underdogs pretty much even, 48 and 49 the last 30 days. Road teams winning at 50, lower. So it doesn't favor the road team. So if you look at this, road teams last 30 days, 49.6 49.8 for the road favorites in the last 30 days, and then road underdog. So pretty much a stable line right here on the 50% mark. And that's what you want, right? You want that 50% mark, so that way the bookmaker doesn't have a psychological edge on the betting public compared. So when you're betting it, you feel like you're getting good value to what you're betting on, right? 8-4. So this season, NBA road teams coming off a 4-point loss, 8-4 to the against the point spread, and that's pretty good for if you like the Sixers. And let me see here, any other league systems. I always like to look at the league system. I don't care about the team trend sometimes, but the league systems I really care about. Teams that are NBA road teams coming off a 2-game road stand, 29-19 to the over. So making a case there for the over. What's the Kogo? Kogo's at 34%. So percentage play does favor the under here today, but I'm going to go Philly here today, guys. I think Philly is the play. Sixers and over for me for 88 keys, 44. Nice. All right, let's go to the next game here. We got the Pacers taking on the Atlanta Hawks. All right, looking at the line now, Indiana. Let me take a look at the latest number here. I'm just going to bring up another my line. So this way I got the latest line. So this way when I compare lines, I want to make sure that, there's so many sports books out there now, and everybody's trying to get an advantage in the sports betting industry by, you'll see a line, 3-point difference, 2-point difference. It's marketing. To me, that's all about marketing, right? And then it just causes a bit of confusion in the marketplace. I just wish there'd be one standard line. Wouldn't that be great? It's like horse racing. I know there was a big talk for horse racing. Just, keep the morning lines. That'd be great. But, you want fair markets, right? All right, let's take a look at the so -1.5, -2 at some line. Okay. Now looking back at this game, -1.5 for the Pacers. The over/under at 224. ATS Sixers. We have the Pacers winning here, 116.3, 111.4. The over/under at 227. I don't agree with that. I think I talk about the uncomfortable pick, right? Sometimes you'll make a selection where it's a contrarian play. It's just it goes against public consensus and the mindset of the public. I think Atlanta tonight would be an uncomfortable play that you'd make. And to me, I think Atlanta is the play here. Pacers are 4-6 straight up, 4-6 against the number in the last 10, 6-4 to the over, and for Atlanta, 3-7 straight up. So they're struggling right now. Let me take a look at the lineup, see if there's anybody not playing. Rajon Rondo, I can't wait he's a game time decision. Hopefully he plays tonight. Rondo plays, he brings that edge to the Atlanta Hawks, right? That's a big key. I hope if Rondo plays, that's huge. Value index -1.03 for Atlanta. So if you like value, you're getting great value with the Atlanta Hawks. Well, not great. I shouldn't over exaggerate there. You're getting good value. It's like that book, Good to Great, right? You're getting good value here on the Hawks. And then if you like the Pacers, -1.25, fair market value here for the Pacers. The chance of winning, the lower high goes to the Pacers at 38.4, and that's based on 25 previous games. And the chance of covering does favor the Pacers here, 60% the percentage play, and 52% of this game chance of going over the total tonight in Atlanta. And here's another thing. I agree, but no value in this game. Not, what? It's a pick 'em. It's basically a pick 'em, right? The law of average check mark you see right here. That's a good. One of my buddies taught me that. Ross Benjamin taught me this years ago. Playing a team that lost against the spread versus a team that won against the spread in the last game, and don't base everything solely based on that. But it's a good one. And looking at the last 3 games, so we got conflicting numbers here. Atlanta, the last 3 games have gone over. Indiana, the last 3 have gone under. And Atlanta at home against a B-type team, 0-3 straight up. So I don't like that number. But again, until it reaches 5, then I won't put a lot of weight into it. Atlanta at home on the year, 6-8 straight up and against the number. And for Indiana, better road record than a home record. Interesting. 6-5 straight up, 6-5 against the number, and 6-5 to the over/under. And Atlanta 2-8 in the last 10 head-to-head meetings, but 60% of those games they covered. So expect another tight game here tonight. And I do expect Atlanta to, as an athlete and as a team, there's a pride factor, right? And I think Atlanta's pride factor is running high right now after getting embarrassed last night, especially in the first half. They look like the Washington Generals against the Globetrotters last night. hopefully they come out tonight and they, they give a better effort, which I think they will. But I'm leaning with the Atlanta Hawks here today. Sometimes when all logic says to pick one side, they pick the other. Exactly, right, Ryan? That to me, that's the contrarian way. It's when everybody says go one way and you do the other, right? It's the golden rule. Agree, but no value. Pacers did what the Nets did last night before. Now Hawks will do what the Pacers did. Okay. Let me see here. Pacers did what Nets did night before. Oh, okay. Now Hawks will do what Pacers did. I do like the Pacers. I mean, the Hawks, sorry. I do like the Atlanta Hawks. Let's take a look at some of the trends. Nothing really in the trends department here. Home teams coming off a 11-point loss this year, 1-7 to the under. The total, what's the total? 227. So no, I'm going Atlanta Hawks in this one here tonight, guys. 0-4 Atlanta, 0-4 in back-to-back games. Oh, really? Let me see here. That's a good stat. That's a good stat right there. 2 back-to-back games. I got 1-2 at home. Let me see up here. Back-to-back games. Oh, yeah. 3-point underdog. ATS lost 4-1. All right. I'm taking the Atlanta Hawks in this one here tonight, guys. All right. Houston against the New York Knickerbockers. Now, let me see the latest line here in this game. We got Houston minus, -1 pick 'em. See what I mean? Like you'll get -1, you got to pick 'em. And I bet you, see, some plays already flipped it. Already got New York -1. So line's really moving on this one here. I do like the New York Knicks. My initial reaction right now is the New York Knicks. Now, the bookmakers, 1-point road favorite for the Rockets, over under at 212.5. Forecast leaning with the Knicks here, 102 to 99. The over under at 201.9. 4-6 straight up, 6-4 against the number. 80% of the New York Knicks, the last 10 games have gone under. 70% of the games have gone under for the Rockets. So you put that combined, you got 5-15 to the under. The value report, 0.78. So fair market value for both these teams here tonight. Chance of winning the game straight up favors New York at 68% based on 38 previous games in the database. 80% chance of covering for the Rockets. 77% chance this game going over the total. Law of average does favor the Rockets here. But Houston's on a 4-game straight up ATS losing streak here, where the New York Knicks are 2 ATS wins, coming off a win in their last game against the Wizards. That was on the road, 109 to 91. I believe that was on the road. Yeah, at Washington a couple of nights ago. And actually yesterday, sorry. It was yesterday. Houston on 1 day's rest. And Houston at MSG, 9-1 straight up, 8-2 against the number. But that's when Harden and Westbrook were in town, right? And for New York, 1-9 straight up, 5-5 against the number. But again, different teams. But the mindset is always, I'm not looking at the straight up with the ATS, right? Because straight up, that's when Harden and Westbrook you're competing against. But the ATS is the bookmaker's number you're competing against, right? Think of it that way. That's the way that's the way I look at that. Let's take a look at some of the stats and trends. Looking at the 11-7. No, not really. 3-8. Still leaning with the New York Knicks here. I think the Knicks here is the play, guys. Let's take a look at their strength of schedule. 55% strength of schedule in the last 7 games. So they've played some really tough opponents in their last 7. So not the Wizard, the Heats. They played the Heat twice, Portland, Chicago, and the Clippers. So you can see in the last 7 games, they had some tough games. And for Houston, they played Thunder, Grizzlies, Spurs, Hornets, Pelicans. So maybe 2 or 3 maybe. But what's their strength of schedule? 46.9, 55.1. I'm going with the New York Knicks here tonight. Houston bounced back. I feel they're 8-2 last 10, I believe 20-3. Certainly Jordan. 76ers fade on the road. Versus the Knicks, I meant to say versus Houston. Okay. All right, let's take a look at the next game here on deck. We're going to go Brooklyn against the Golden State Warriors. This total was at 245 or something this morning. Let me see here. total on this game is at 243. It's like an all-star game. -4 is the number. Now let's take a look at the stats on this game. The computer pick does like no Oladipo for the Rockets tonight. Okay. Let me, you know what? Good point. Let me check the, let's say no Oladipo. Can't wait till Christian Woods come back. John Wall's a game time decision. Eric Gordon, Tucker, game time. Yeah. You know what? I don't like those question marks. I don't like those question marks before a game, right? Before you lay your money, you want to make sure what you're betting on. Yeah, Knicks, I agree. MMK, absolutely. I think Knicks are our top play here today too. Knicks been great for me yesterday and this year. Yeah, just like Utah. Utah's been better's best friend. Now going to this one, we got 117 to 116, the over-under at 233. So it does like it to go over. Both teams are 6-4 straight up in their last 10. 4-6 for the Brooklyn Nets, 6-4 for Golden State. 8-2 to the over for the Nets. Nets have played a lot of overs. Look at this, 20-7 on the year to the over. So much firepower, but you got to play some defense, right? You don't win championships just playing all-star games all day. You got to play some defense. The last 3 games for Brooklyn has gone under the total. The percentage play does favor Brooklyn to win straight up, but to end against the spread, 63%. And looking at Golden State, they're on a 2-game win streak. Their last 3 games have gone under the total. And let's take a look at their record at home. 9-5 straight up, 8-6 against the number, where Brooklyn 4-7, 3-8 against the number, 9-2 to the over. Now, this is a high total, 244, right? 243. Let me see here with 245. See this, the totals everywhere. I'm seeing 245 and a half, 246, 243. Man, let's get a universal number here. And 8-3 to the over before playing Cleveland, and for Brooklyn, they got Sacramento on deck, so they got a date with the Sacramento Kings in their next game. Brooklyn 0-10 in their last 10 trips straight up to Golden State, 4-6. You know who was 0-10? I think it was Milwaukee, or was it? There was one team yesterday I talked about that was 0-10 playing. Which one was it? Was it Cleveland? Maybe it was Cleveland. I can't remember. But I remember there was an 0-10 yesterday. That's covering, but definitely not touching. I like Golden State. I've already handicapped this game. I'm taking Golden State. I think, what's the value here? You got minus 0.78. Anytime I get a minus and with plus numbers, it's been pretty good to me. And then you got minus 2.5 and you get lane 4. So Brooklyn a bit overvalued. I don't like that. Anytime the team's overvalued, it tends to favor that team. But you're getting a minus here and you're getting plus. So I'm still sticking with Golden State. I think Golden State here is the play here tonight. No, we're getting to the Jazz next game. I only bet Nets as a dog. Over juice, still over or nothing. Yeah, you know what? Over's been coming in at a high pace. So we've got a lot of people on the line here. They might have missed the SBI at the beginning. Let's take a look at the sports betting index. And we talked about this. I look at the sports betting markets like I do the stock market, right? You got to have a feel. What's the temperature? What's the environment? What's coming in, right? Think like a bookmaker, like my buddy says. And look at this in the last 30 days. We are in a bull market for the over. Now, my bull market is 57.2% to 100. So we're at 59.3% the last 30 days, 58% on the 7-day average. And if you look at here, 8-3 last night. The favorites have won 5 of the 7 nights. And if you look at last week, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 10 of 4 the last 2 weeks of winning nights. And we're still in an overs market for the overs. And until there's a reversal, I still think you fire away on the over, right? Sharps on Golden State. Yeah, you know what? I'm on Golden State too. I think Golden State's the play here. And a lot of talk now in the media about Steph Curry being the MVP. And what better game against the Brooklyn Nets with all that star power in the lineup, everybody watching. You want to make a statement game that this is it here tonight for Curry, right? But no, Curry will want to be a team player, and we won't want that attention taken away from the team. And as an athlete and a coach, you appreciate that. But personally, as an athlete, you're looking at that. This is a great night to make a statement. And I think Steph Curry tonight, if he wants to make a statement for MVP, what better way to do it against the Brooklyn Nets team when the total is 243? When the bookmakers are telling you it's going to be an all-star type game, right? So if Curry wants to go off tonight, with a total of 243, there won't be much defense here tonight. Now let's get to this game here between the Heat and the Utah Jazz. -5.5 here for the Jazz. The over-under at 215. Let me take a look at the lineup here going in tonight for Utah. So you got Mitchell, Ingles, Bogdanovich, O'Neal, Rudy Gobert, and Mike Conley. Did Mike Conley? Let me see here. He hasn't played in 3 games. So can you believe that? Utah's doing all this without Mike Conley in their last couple of games. What's this? Getting some all right, getting some messages from my virus alert, so I got to watch out for that. All right, let's take a look at that. All right, so Miami -215. 215.5 is the spread. 5.5 here for the Utah Jazz. We got 107 to 102. The over/under at 210.16. So it does like the Jazz here winning tonight. Just 1 second, guys. I want to fix something real quickly here. Just give me a second. All right, here we go. All right, back to screen share. 1 second right here. Oh, wrong one. Where am I here? All right, let's go to screen share. Just give me 1 second, guys. I just want to make sure I get the right screen up. Oh, wrong one there. So what is that? That's the, okay, that's down there. No, that's the wrong one. Where's the Utah? There it is. All right. We're back in business. All right. So back to this game here. 107 to 102. The over-under at 210.16. 9-1, the Jazz in the last 10 straight up and against the number. 5-5 against the point spread. I mean, the over-under. And then you got the Miami Heat, 3-7 to the under, 3-7 against the spread. So Miami hasn't been a bettor's best friend. Their strength of schedule, though, 40.8, 42.8 for Utah. So both these teams playing games. The teams that have a combined record of 42%. So you can see they're playing some lower opponents right now. Utah at home against a C-type team, so a team below 500. The Beatables 6-0 against the spread, and at home 11-2 straight up and against the number. I do like Utah here tonight, guys. I think Utah gets the job done. The only thing I don't like though is at 5.5. What's the line at now? The line on this game is 6. So this line opened up, I believe it was 5.5. And let me see here. Opened up at 5, and now it's crawling up to 6. So hopefully you got it early, right? I do like Utah. Do you think the Jazz, because Jazz played last night, any starters rested? I don't know. I haven't seen the Jazz rest any players this year. To me, the Utah, no, they're not going to rest anybody. They know what's on the line here. They know first place is what they're trying to get in the Western Conference. If they'd rather play the Lakers or Clippers in a at the end of the year, they'd rather have home court advantage, right? So I don't think they're going to rest anybody. They're too much. They're focused right now. All they do is win games and cover spreads. 21-5 straight up. This is pretty amazing. I don't know. The last time I saw this, maybe it was Golden State about 5 years ago. 20-6 against the number, and for Miami, 11-14, 10-14 straight up. So I do like Utah here tonight, guys. Heat 5-6 against the spread on the road. Yeah, they haven't have a good road record. I got 6-5. I got 6-5. So, and this is what I mean, right? When the line shifts, this is what you get. All right. Any questions before we hit the NHL? We got a lot of games on deck, so I'm going to go real quickly through the NHL. All right. So Ottawa taking on Winnipeg. This won't be a long. This won't be a long handicapping. Ottawa 1-9 straight up, 3-7 against the number, 2-8 to the under, and for the Winnipeg Jets 6-4 straight up, 9-1 against the number, the point spread or the puck line, and 4-6 to the under. So a lot of games have gone under the total here, and looking at the value index, obviously Winnipeg's really overvalued. And the fact that these two teams have played a lot of unders here, and what's the total? 6.5. And it looks like the backup is going to be Netzier Hogberg for Ottawa today. And he didn't look too good in his last outing. And the thing with backup goalies, they lose their confidence really quick because they know they're not starting. And looking at tonight, okay, so Marcus Hogberg will get the call against Hellebuck. I'm going to play this over tonight. I think this game goes over the total. I think Ottawa, with a backup goalie in nets, if they can get like 2 goals, because I know Winnipeg will get 4 or 5. But I think the over is where you want to go here tonight between Winnipeg and the Ottawa Senators. Yeah, Jets in an easy win. All right, next game on deck. Let's talk about the Vegas Golden Knights against San Jose. This will be San Jose's first home game of the year. They haven't played a home game all year. They're 4-6 straight up in their last 10, 7-3 for Vegas. Now the Golden Knights, a 185 road favorite, over under a 6.5. Forecast going to lean with the Golden Knights here, 3.24, 2.24. The over under at 5.49. So it does like it to go under. Everything's gone under in the NHL their last 7 days. This is a 4 Eastern start. Looking at the value index here, I had the Golden Knights at minus 204, and they're laying 185. So you do get value here, a bit of value, but I don't know if I want to lay 185. I do like the Sharks here this way. I do like St. Louis. San Jose in this one. I know the computer is on the other side, but I'm leaning towards the Sharks in this game here. Not a huge play, but Sharks. I think Sharks are to play here today, guys. All right, let's go to the next one. Boston against Islanders. Now, Boston seems to be playing a lot of hockey lately. Let's take a look at Boston since February. So since February 1st, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 yesterday. So they're playing almost every second game, right? And now they're going to be playing their third game in 4 nights. This is a lot of hockey here for the Boston Bruins. Islanders coming on 1 day's rest. At least they're more separated, right? The February 8th, February 11th. I'm liking the Islanders in this one as an upset. Boston 9-1 straight up, 5-5 against the number on a 5-game win streak. And looking at their record on the road, 6-3 straight up. Islanders are 3-1. And if there's the only thing is though, Boston has had a lot of success against the Islanders. They're 9-1 in New York, and in the last 10 head-to-head meetings, 2-8 the Islanders are. Boston, but you know what? That's because of the games in the bubbles last year. And I like the Islanders in this one here, guys. For the over-under, you know what? Let me see here. The over-under, what's the Kogo at? The Kogo's at 66%. A lot of games have gone under. And who's the goalies today? You're looking at Tuukka Rask against probably Varlamov, right? A lot of games have gone under for the Bruins, right? Last 3 have gone under. And New York at home, last line change as a home underdog, 2-1. Let me see what they scoring in the last couple of games here. 2.8 goals against. Boston's only given up 1.8. Boston playing very stingy defense these days. But I do like I think the Islanders are more value play on the Islanders. All right, let's go to the next game here. The game of the night in Toronto. Montreal taking on the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, going into this game, the Habs are going to be a 120 road underdog. 141 now is the line. Let me see this line move. I thought this line was a little bit lower this morning. And looking at the line, 132, it's now 141. So early indicators pointing towards the Leaf. Toronto, like I said, the mistake Montreal did Wednesday night against the Leafs, they got 2 penalties in the second period, and it cost them, right? Now, going in tonight, you can't get Toronto will make you pay on the power play. You got to play very patient hockey and don't get stupid, right? I think Montreal here, guys, is the play. They're 6-4. I know they're on a couple of game losing streak here. They lost to Toronto and Edmonton. And for Toronto, they're on a nice little roll this year. 11-3, 6-1 at home. And, they've beaten the Habs twice now, right? They played the beginning of the year and then the last Wednesday. But I think if you're going to look for value, this is, again, another uncomfortable play. I think I'm going to go with the Habs. Montreal in the last 10 trips to Toronto, 5-5. So that's not bad. I like that. 5-5 record. And let's take a look at some of the other stats here. Toronto, every stat's going to be positive for them, right? Anytime you talk about the top teams, it's like trying to find a needle in the haystack, trying to find something to go against them, right? All right, let's talk about the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Florida Panthers. Now, looking at the lineup here, it looks like Vasilevsky against Bobrovsky. And, Tampa Bay on the road, not having a good year, 3-3 straight up. They're 7-3 on the last 10 games. They're a 135 favorite here this evening. And in their last 10 trips to Florida, they're only 4-6 straight up. And I'm going back to Florida Panthers here. I think Florida, we're getting good value. You're getting a team that's quietly 7-3 on the year. They're 8-3 on the season. In fact, they're only one win behind Tampa Bay. So give me the team that's 8-3 at plus money and the last line change. And I think I'm going to take the Florida Panthers here tonight. I think Florida getting a bit of 115 money. It's a good. I think there's good value here. It's gonna be a tough task. But I think Florida is the play here for tonight. And I think the over. I think if you're gonna play a total in this game, I think the over has more value than the side. If you go 5.5, I think the over is where you. If you ask me what I like better, do I like Florida or the over? I like the over better. Columbus, Chicago. Let's take a look at the Blackhawks against the Columbus Blue Jackets. Now, this is a pick 'em price right here. Let me take a look at the latest line. NHL. All right, so looking at Chicago, Carolina. Yeah, pick 'em line. We got a pick 'em line on this game. And let me see, 2.8 to 2.6. So it does like Chicago, 5.48. So it does like it to go under the total. They scored 11 goals last game, right? And normally a game like that in back-to-back games, you score 11 goals. You go back to the film, you review film. Coaches now making their strategy moves. Tortorella is probably going to put a checking line on Kane. So I think the under is where you want to go here today. And I think there's a history of the under here. Yeah. In the last 10 games, the under has hit 70% between these two teams. And Columbus on the road, 3-4. Chicago, 4-3 at home, and 6-9 on the season. Bad beat last game. They were up 4-2 in the third, and then they just, Lankinen just looked like Swiss cheese, right? But I do like Chicago. Let's see if Lankinen can bounce back. He's a rookie goalie, I think. I don't know if he's a rookie or it's his first year or second year. But let me see here. Yeah, it's just a rookie season. Oh, he played 10 games last year. So he's still a rookie in my books. But we'll see if he bounces back here tonight. I'm expecting a big performance by the Chicago. And let's see what happens. I do like Chicago here tonight, guys. I think Chicago minus 111 pick 'em price is pretty good value. All right, let's go to Carolina against Dallas now. Man, Dallas really struggling these days. The Dallas Stars looking to start tonight between the pipes. Let me see here. Where's Dallas? Any confirmed goalies? Dallas Stars. Wrong side. Anton Udobin, maybe. We'll see. Nothing's confirmed. Minus 120 the price. So this price the other night was 130. And now we're at what? Minus 120. And the line opened up at 125. Let me take a look at the The other lines, let me see here. Dallas, 125. Yeah, we're pretty much there. Now, Dallas on a 4-game losing streak, and Carolina, 7-3 straight up in their last 10. Pretty good road record, 5-3. Anytime you can win on the road and have a good road record, you're doing something right. 8-3 on the season, so just like Florida. And for Dallas, 5-6, man. Now you're starting to wonder, playing the last year, those Dallas Tampa Bay went right to the finals. Is this the spaghetti legs or the but they did have a few months to recover. But Dallas doesn't look right. Dallas, to me, Jamie Benn's the only guy that I can see, and when Radloff's in the lineup. But I think Carolina. I think Carolina's the play here today, guys. I do like Carolina. Carolina on the road against a team below 500, 4-1 to the over. So a lot of overs. Look at that, 7-4 to the over. So if Dallas, we all know Dallas can put the puck in the net. Maybe the over is a nice little play here today too. 5.5. That's a low number. Dallas in the over. There's no bounce back for bad teams. Yeah, when a team is, but don't expect bad teams to do good things, right? What about the Blue Jackets covering plus? Yeah, you know what? I like Chicago, but Columbus plus 1.5. Yeah, I don't, and you remember I had a stat in the 80% club. Let me go back to the 80% club here. I have a great stat on the Columbus Blue Jacket. I think it was like 20-4 on the puck line. Let me check here. NHL. Where was it? It was down here somewhere. 23-4. When Columbus is a road underdog the last 5 years, and the last game went over the total, 23-4 on the puck line. Oh, there's Rusty. Rusty doesn't like that stat, I think. So, yeah, no, I think back to this game, Carolina and Dallas Stars. I think Carolina is the play here today. Let me see. Dallas on the puck line, though. Yeah, Dallas has injuries. Dallas are hurting on, let me see here. Is Radloff still lower body? Looks like Jake Odinger is going to get the call here today. Rupe Hines has been really good for it. Hines he's been flying all over the ice. I didn't realize how fast he is. I'd love to see him and McDavid in a race. I think that'd be a great race. Radloff still Tyler Seguin, yeah. So you can see Dallas, injuries are really hurting them, and Carolina today. So give me Carolina. I don't like Carolina on the puck line. 0-5 this year as a road favorite. I don't like laying road favorites on the puck line, but yeah, give me the Carolina Hurricanes. Rusty not impressed. No, Rusty wants all underdogs to win, right? Nashville taking on the Red Wings. Minus 167 price tag here for the Preds, and 5.5 is the over-under. We have the Preds winning this one, 3.28, 2.4, and the over-under at 5.78. I do like Nashville tonight. Nashville is going to be one of my premium picks. They're only 4-6 in the last 10. Detroit, you know what? This was a close game until the third period, right? The Nashville flexed a bit of their muscle in the third period, about the 10-minute mark, and then they got the W. What was the final? 3-2? That was a tight game. That was a really good game to watch, actually. That was a really good game. Detroit, 7-3 in the last 10. So, I always say, right, some styles make fights. For some reason, Detroit always gives Nashville a bit of a hard time. Look at this. Nashville, 3-7 in the last 10 head-to-head meetings. But I still like Nashville here tonight. And who's the starting goalie for the Preds? It looks like it's going to be Pekka Rinne. Pekka Rinne has been in the league forever. Man, this is I think he's older than me, and he's still in the league, eh? All right, Nashville 1.5. No, I don't think so. Just because the Red Wings play them tough, right? Look at this, and look at the Red Wings. The last couple of games on the road, 4-1 win, a 2-1 loss, 3-2. So you can tell Tampa Bay, that's not chopped liver right there. They're playing tough. I wouldn't put Nashville 1.5. No. You either take them straight up or take the total. But I do like Nashville today. I used to have a great stat on the Nashville Saturdays when they used to play on Saturday. They used to have this great record. Nashville was one of the best teams to play on Saturday. Home teams this year on Saturday, 21-12. What's the favorites though? Let me see favorites on home teams. So go back to the rain report here. Let's compare the last 30 days. So look at home favorites right here. 71.68%. Let's look at the last 30 days, 63. So if you're ever in the rain report, this is a great tool to have right here. You want to just compare home teams, home favorites, home dogs. Look at this. Home favorites right now, 63%. Still a high percentage, right? Nashville 3-1. You know what? What does the computer have? 3-2. I think it's another 3-2 type game here tonight. But I do like Nashville, and I'm hoping it's like 3-0 in the third, and then it's like they run out of gas. They 6-on-4 at the end, and they run out of gas and they win 3-2. Those type of games. It's funny. I think it was Tampa Bay this year. There was one game I remember watching. This team, the home team, had like a 3-goal lead, and next thing you know, it was like 4-1, 4-2, 4-3. I think it was Arizona. St. Louis. And it just, I can't remember the game. But anyway, you can just see that the pin just popped the bubble for that team, and they had no more legs. They had no more gas. And if that game would have went on another minute, that team was burnt. It's just amazing. Some teams, do you ever notice that in the third period, a team will be up by 2-3 goals, and then they pull the goalie, and then they get the goal, and then another goal. And you're like, oh, crap, I'm going to lose my bet here. It's funny to see those type of games. But hey, hard to go against home favorites in NHL these days, right? Now let's take a look at the Arizona Coyotes. I don't know what the schedule makers. St. Louis is a 6th game in a row against Arizona. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Man, this is like a playoff game, a series. Now St. Louis minus 116. I thought this total was like 130 something this morning. I thought it was a little higher. 135. Man, money coming in on Arizona here. Stay away from the Nashville games. Welcome to Pleasantville. I love the handle. Lance likes the Wings. Stay away from the Nashville game. Too much going on with that game. What do you mean by that? Too much going on. Welcome to Pleasantville. What do you mean by that? I'd love to know what you're talking about. Was there not sure what you mean by that. Let me see the injuries. Let me check here. Nashville. Granlund, Cousins, Arvidsson, Duchesne. I don't know. Blues, eh? Yeah, you know what? This one here, I like St. Louis. Again, I know the line's going against us. 2.9 to 2.5 is the computer pick. But the line's going against that. That little has me a bit concerned. But the value index, look at the value. I had the minus 134 as my line. And this line opened up, I believe it was 135. So it opened up right on our value index, but the public is betting Arizona. So money coming in Arizona right now. And St. Louis 5-1 on the road. And let me see the record, 7-3 in Arizona, and playing on back-to-back games. That's the only thing that concerns me with St. Louis tonight. These back-to-back games. And let's take a look. Like, okay, 4-1, those were garbage, 2 empty netters at the end, right? This was a 2-1 game for the longest time, and then they got those 2 empty netters. So this 4, if you just woke up and you opened the newspaper and you said, oh, wow, they killed them 4-1. No, it was closer than that. So let's say it was a 1-goal game. This is a 1-goal game. This is a 2-goal game. I don't know if that was an empty netter. 4-3. I won't even touch this. This is going to be a tough game, but I do like St. Louis. I think from a value perspective, the over 2. I think the over is where you want to get some value. You might get a value on the over. But, these teams have played so much that they probably know each other. So, when you face a team like they have, you start calling them by first names. Calgary taking on Vancouver. Now, when is Calgary Vancouver are going to win their next game? 6-game losing streak, right? Looking at the starting goalies tonight, you got Braden Holtby for Vancouver, Jacob Markstrom for Calgary. And I don't know, man. I think Vancouver's in trouble here. They're reeling. You can't blame Toronto, Montreal all the time, right? And Calgary, this coming off a 3-1, 3-2 loss, 3-1 win. And, Vancouver, 4-3 at home. Calgary 3-4 on the road, 7-6 on the season. Vancouver 6-11 in the last 10 head-to-head meetings. Vancouver is 3-7. Home teams on 1 day's rest, probably the only thing going for Vancouver here. 74-48. Let's see what's the problem here. Obviously, they're not scoring goals. They're averaging 1 goal for a game, 1.8 in the last 5. They, what's going on with their Peterson? Like Bo Harvey. When was the last time Bo Harvey scored a goal? Bo has only scored 1 goal. Wow. He scored 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1 goal in 9 games. That can't happen. Your top players can't go in those type of droughts, right? Like Vancouver, their top players need to start stepping up now. Bozer, Quinn Hughes, defenseman, he's had a good year. But what about the Peterson? What's Peterson been like? You know what? You can't really blame Peterson. Let me see who's on his lineup here. Let's go look at the depth chart for Vancouver. And now Travis Green's probably juggling the lines now, right? Trying to find the right combination. So Bozer, Peterson, Miller, Pearson, Horvat, Hogg. Yeah, you got to really start. I wouldn't be surprised if Vancouver starts making some moves here, make some trades, because they're spiraling. They need goal scoring. And Calgary, until they start scoring goals, Calgary's a play. The way Nashville played 2 nights was a good close game. Yeah, no, but Detroit's always played Nashville tough, right? Detroit's always played Nashville tough. I think Calgary's the play here today, guys. All right, guys, we're going on noon. And you know what? I'm going to cut it early, take Rusty for a walk. Rusty needs his daily walk, and so does Ron. Ron needs his daily walk too. Get out of COVID fever, eh? Not cabin fever, it's COVID fever. Any last questions here, guys? Again, I want to thank everybody. Don't forget, guys, if you enjoy these videos, hit the like button. And if you're new to the Rain Report, subscribe to our channel, tap that notification bell in the top right-hand corner. But always appreciate if you guys hit the like button, and it tells me you guys, and if you don't like the show, just dislike it. And this tells me, okay, I got to do something different. If you're new and you want to learn about the Rain Report, hit the odds, go to tutorials right here. And on the tutorial page, you can learn about the Rain Report. I give a description on the all the features inside. Also, if you want to learn the system in a nutshell version, just go to odds, go to the Rain Report system. I give you a brief description here on the Rain Report, what it's about, the fundamentals, things you look for. The way you handicap games, you take this serious, you got to have a system, right? You can't be throwing darts all day. And if you want a free copy of my book, Ron Raymond's 50 Top Sports Betting Secrets. I've been doing this for 24 years. I wrote a book in 2009. And if you want a free copy of that book, just hit the contact us button here on the front page of atsstats.com, and I will give you a free copy of my book. And before we go, let's go to streakcatcher.com. I'm going to make my top play of the day. Streakcatcher.com, guys. This is where you make your one play a day. And thank you, Tasha. Appreciate that. And so I go to streakcatcher.com, not streak, like in old school, Will Ferrell in old school, streaker. So go to streakcatcher.com, make one pick a day. Now, Teddy D, this is a great name, Teddy D. I love these username, like Fred yesterday, a good gambling name. Teddy D is a good gambling name. I'm going to make one play here. I'm going to go to the NHL today. I'm going to go to the NHL, and my top play today in the NHL, I'm going to go to that Tampa Bay game, and I'm going to go the over Tampa Bay, Florida. That's my top play today, guys. And you can see my play. I just put it in. And again, you're invited to go to ATS streakcatcher.com. Also, if you're into hockey, go to the best hockey site on the net. Go to hockeypicks.com. Think, pick, kick, save, hockeypicks.com. And what you want to do, once you log in, you make your selections at hockeypicks.com, and you can see the consensus. So let's take a look at this before I go, and then I'll log off. Now, Winnipeg, 45 votes to 1, confidence level of 65%. So everybody's high on the Jets. I don't blame them. This one here, I got in late, so that's why there's not a lot of votes. 55% confidence level on the Vegas Golden Knights. Look how tight it is here with Boston and New York. So the hockey fans at hockeypicks.com, 50-50 confidence level, and they like the Islanders. So people like the Islanders today, guys. Tampa Bay against the Florida Panthers. Everybody's on the Lightning here, but only at 53%. They like the Lightning. They don't love the Lightning, right? Anything that's over 60% tells me the public loves them, right? And that could be a bad thing too, right? Then you want to maybe do a contrarian, go against the grain. Habs and the Leafs, 27 votes for Toronto, 54% confidence level. So they like Toronto tonight. They don't love them. And 31-15 votes here on St. Louis. against Arizona. Detroit, Nashville, 37 votes, 58% confidence level right now on the Nashville Predators. And Dallas, wow, look at this. Dallas, Carolina, 25-21 in votes, 51%. This is a tight game. This is going to be tight, but Carolina, the things to play. Chicago, Columbus, 4 votes for Chicago, 12 votes for the Blue Jackets, and 52% confidence level. And 28-18, 52% confidence level on the Calgary Flames, according to the voters here at hockeypicks.com. So let's take a look at the top player so far in confidence level. It looks like it's 58% or 65% for the Winnipeg Jets, and we saw 58 for Nashville. Let's take a look at the daily record to see how it's done the last couple of days. Look at this, the goal pick last night. The goal pick's on a nice run here. Look at this, the goal pick. So if you want one of the top plays a day, go to Hockey Picks, go to daily record, and the goal play of the day is hitting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. It won here, so it's on a good run. The goal plays today, guys, will show up at 6 o'clock Eastern, so this way we get all the votes in. And don't forget, check out the top score, the top pickers lifetime. Let's see who the top picker is. Again, I'll just want to show you guys this guy, Eddie Musco. Look at this guy, 59 Stanley Cups. He's got 59 Stanley Cups. Think of like banners in the rafter. And this guy's got 59 cups. That means he's went 4-0 or better that night picking making picks. So anytime you go 4-0, 5-0, 6-0, 7-0, you get a mini Stanley Cup. This guy's got 59 cups. Think about that. And you can follow him. You can follow him here at ATS hockeypicks.com. You go to Hockey Picks, you follow the top pickers, and I'll be having one for baseball and basketball too. So a little heads up. I got some great sites coming on board, and I'm looking forward to doing that. All right, guys. That's a wrap today for a Saturday, February 13th. Tomorrow's Valentine's Day. Hopefully we'll bring a lot of love and a lot of picks for your picks tomorrow on Valentine's Day, and fill up that bank account. And wish everybody a safe Saturday. And we'll see you back here tomorrow at same bat time, same bat hour, 11 a.m. And have a good one. As always, shop for value, play those percentages.